to it. So where do I want to start with this? I want to start with, um, should I do a giveaway now? No, it's too soon. We're gonna do a giveaway at the bottom of the hour, okay? So stay around to at least to 6:30 so you can try to see if you can get a free ticket. All right, a little swig of water and we're good to go. Okay, so this is what I was thinking about the other day when I came up with this topic. Maybe it was because of the last live I did. I don't remember, but I was like, man, what are some things, so everybody I think is old enough at this stage in their life. They've been where you have a relationship with someone that doesn't know as much as you, like a niece or a nephew or a little brother and sister, and you see them going through something that you've been through before. You see something that you've been through before, and what you inevitably do is you be like, man, I remember when I was like that. Like, who's been like that? Like, you got nieces or nephews that, or brothers and sisters, smaller brothers and sisters, and they're going through something. Maybe it's like at school, right? Like they're going through a bullying situation or something like that you've been through before, and you go, man, I remember when I was going through that, and had somebody told me X, then I would have acted differently. I would have done Y. It's kind of that thing. That's kind of the premise behind that. Okay. So I was thinking about this in the scope of financial services. And I was just thinking about all the things that I've learned, all the things that I shared. Like if I was on a hot seat, like hot potato type thing, and I was like kind of quizzing myself, and it was like, Dom, what's some stuff you would share with people? Like if you only knew then what you know now, would you have navigated differently? That's kind of how this was set up. Okay, so everybody, context-wise, get where we're going? Okay. All right. So I'm just going in random order because most people on this live know me and they know like I can talk. So I'm going to try to keep those answers succinct. But here's one. If I only knew what the job really was, what do I mean by that? If I only knew what the job of financial advice giving really was, I didn't know back then. So context, 98 to 2006, I was at a hedge fund in the back office doing operational analyst, data analyst stuff. From 2006, 2008-ish, I was buying and selling real estate. Some of it successfully, some of it unsuccessfully, which then led me to a client-facing role, wanting to do a client-facing role in financial services, did my life, health, all the things, Series 7, Series 66, and start selling financial products, doing it, building my own book, Firm got sold to Mass Mutual, a division of Mass Mutual, and I didn't make that jump. That's not what I wanted to do. Then I stayed like out of the game for probably about 6 or 9 months. I had a stint of like unemployment since I didn't want to do that. I was trying to find a place to put my book. And then in 2010, I started working for RIA. And that's where I really got my client facing, like really cut my teeth. That was April of 2010 all the way until July, August of 2016. Okay. So what I'm saying is, even in 2010, I didn't know what the job was. I didn't get it. I didn't understand what giving financial advice really meant. I do now, and I'm going to share that definition with you because it's a very simple definition. It's like once you start to learn stuff deeper, it gets simpler. Like you don't have to define it with like a bunch of sentences. I can define this in one sentence, literally. And you should write this definition down because I think it's a very helpful definition when you're looking at financial advice from a macro perspective, like to the people that consume financial services. Okay. So I didn't know what the job was. I was very green. And even in 2010, there wasn't I hadn't been exposed to a lot of people that taught the way that I teach about financial services. I don't know who was around doing that. Like, I mean, maybe there was. Michael Kitces is kind of my contemporary. Matter of fact, I'm a little older than him. So he was in the business doing what I was. He was just feeling his way out. Like he was not nerd's eye view, all the things. Like there were very little resources. You had people like um, um, George Kinder, Bob Wagner, or Dick Wagner. Like you had a lot of those type of people around, but it was very infantile in its movement, if you will. There wasn't a lot of what you see now. I'm grateful for what you see now 15 years later, but it wasn't like that in 2010. So I'm saying all that to say, there was a reason why I didn't really know what the job was, right? There was investment management, and I worked for a great investment manager, and he did a really good job with the portfolios that he built for people, and they were happy, so happy that from the time I grew there, he was like 250-ish, 250, 270, 270 million under management. And he grew to about $500 million in management and 600 families by the time I left 6 years later. So he knew what he was doing. He was doing a good job. All right. So, but I didn't understand what the job was. And here's my definition of the financial services professional job. Like, no matter what you call yourself, I like to use the term financial professional just generically. But yeah, you could be an advisor, a planner, a counselor, a coach, a therapist, or whatever. But here's your job. Your job is to help take unlimited options that people have for using their financial capital. Let me say that differently. Sorry. You're to take somebody's limited resources of time and money and spread that across unlimited choice. That's the job. I'll say it again. Your job, when someone comes to you for financial advice, is the following. Help them take their limited time and money and spread that limited time and money, resources-wise, across unlimited choice. That's the difficulty. Just think about it. If you're practicing, people don't know how much, what percentage, what allocations to go into their 401k because they have limited time to figure it out. And for all intents and purposes, what's staring them in the face is unlimited choice when it comes to how to invest their 401k. People don't know where to, people don't know like how to make sure they don't pay more than their fair share in taxes. They have limited time to figure that out. They also have limited capital to spend it on like umpteen, CPAs and whatnot. They need you to help them figure out the tax code, which seems like unlimited choice on the ways you can file and the different, I don't want to call them loopholes because these are legal things that you can do, but the different strategies, tax strategies that there are. Do you follow what I'm saying? People don't have time to read through a life insurance contract to figure out all the benefits there. They don't have unlimited time to do that. It seems like there are infinite insurance companies and types of insurance out there. So they need your help. So that's why I say your job is to help people take limited time and money and spread it across unlimited choice. That's the job. Plainly and simply. If you can get good at that, no matter what angle you want to come at it from, then you can be a financial professional that is fairly successful working for yourself or for somebody else, because that is the job. I know that the industry makes it a lot more complicated than that, but it's not. After 25 years, I'm telling you it's not. Take my word for it. It's not more complicated than that. There's not more on earth that people value more than their time and money. I know you're going to say stuff like relationships and their family, but think about what those things are connected to. Why do people have relationships? So they can spend time in them, spend money on them. So that's it. And especially when we're talking about it from the perspective of financial services, like that's what we're talking about is people's time and money. These are the resources that they have to spend in order to get solutions. Okay. So if I only knew that the job was that, oh my gosh, back in 2010, things would have been so much different. Like, for instance, another thing here is I said if I only knew what I knew now, I would have spent 0 time on the CFA curriculum, which is about 1.5 years of my life. Now, granted, I'm time in retrospect now, I'm looking back and like I can see how all of it fit in, but I'm playing devil's advocate here, which is this version of Dominique would have known I'm just gonna do CFP. Like this is what I gravitated to. This is me. Like I would have just done that from the jump and gotten it out the way instead of spending time on the CFA curriculum. I virtually use no. I use no information that I can recall that I learned in the CFA curriculum today. Every once in a while, I will make a funny or attempt to make a joke by talking about how clients do not want to know about skewness and kurtosis, which is two terms that I learned while I was in a statistics class studying for the CFA. The point is, like, some of the stuff that you learn in the CFA is just so beyond what any client would ever want. It was just overkill. So that is a choice that I made personally and said, I wouldn't need to do that. Okay. So these are all about knowing what the job was. Everybody tracking with me? Everybody still good? Okay. All right. So I'm going to get into a couple more if I only knew. However, I'm showing that there are 12 people here watching on YouTube-ish, and all 12 of you are eligible for the giveaway. Okay, so I didn't do this, but I have numbers that I did not pick or write down. Mrs. Henderson did it, and they're all in here. Okay, so the game we're about to play right now, everybody listening? Okay, I'm not gonna repeat myself a whole lot of times, because at some point I want to hop off and go like enjoy the rest of my evening. So, but I'm here now for you guys. I'm here. We're dialed in. So just listen to me. Everybody listening? All right. So it's only 9 of you now. So for the 9 of you that are here, or 11 now, it keeps fluctuating. I want you to listen to the instructions completely before you move forward. Okay. So yeah, here Carol's like, let's go. So what you're going to do, there is a number that I am about to put in the chat and on the screen, okay? That number is the number that you will be texting to. Now, you can text it 7 times if you want to, but I'm only taking the first number, okay? Your number is you're going to choose a number between 1 and 500. The closest to 1 in 500 wins a VIP ticket to the challenge next week. Actually, let's do a general admission ticket first. Let's do a general admission ticket. Okay. We'll do another one. So this is going to be general admission. So face value of $49 value. Okay. And what you're going to do is you're going to text all this information here and your number, of course. I guess I should put that there. So this is what you're texting to 817-670-9572. You're texting your full name, your email, and your number between 1 and 500. That's what you're doing. Do it now. Go. Okay. Do I need to do some Jeopardy music or something like that? So do that now. I'm giving everybody a chance. If you just pop in, there we go. Text your number. I'm not looking. I'm gonna wait till the music's over. If you're just popping in, we are doing a raffle of sorts. And what you're gonna do is you're gonna text a number between 1 and 500. To that number. Okay? All right, it's over now. Get it all in. This is so funny how the amount of viewers doubled in just the last 30 seconds. I wonder if that's an algorithmic thing. That's kind of weird how that happened. So, all right, I'm finna look now. Now, what we're doing is we're picking a number out of here first, and whatever number is as close to this without going over. If you go over, even if you're one over, you're over. Okay, so it's the closest without going over. All right, and two. This is not even my handwriting, but you guys wouldn't know that anyway. So we got 222. That is the number. Let's see. I don't even know if y'all can see that. 222. That's the number. So let's see what we got here. I'm going to see. Check the chat. Okay, good. Let's see. I'm looking. Everybody went over so far. Everybody's over. I'm looking. I just got to. Okay. Okay. All right, we have a winner. Drum roll, please. I was scared at first because everybody was going over. But let's see. I think I have drum roll here. Give me a second here. We're doing a whole thing tonight, so just bear with me. Here we go. Are we ready? All right. So the winner is, and I'm gonna put him in the chat. Hopefully he's still here. The winner is Leroy Summers with a number of 124. Leroy Summers. So Leroy Summers, you won the first instance of this, and I'm going to write you down. Leroy Summers. I will send you all the stuff you need to participate in the challenge after the live is over. Okay? All right. Yay, Leroy. All right. Okay. Leroy, are you here? Because you got to be present to win, my brother. You got to say something. Thank you, Carol, for celebrating. You're so sweet. LJ Summers. You got to be here, brother. Going once, going twice. I know you just text me, but still, like, you got to show up in the live. It's got to be a real person I give this away to. For all the other people that are here, at least for their benefit, I'll give you, I know sometimes there's a delay, so I'll give you a little time to answer. Oh, there he is. Okay, very good. What's going on, Miguel? Okay, so back to the format. We are talking about, for anybody that's joining us, we are talking about if I only knew then what I know now. And I'm just giving you some things that I feel that would have been helpful. I got you, Leroy. I got you. That would have been helpful for me. Okay? So, the other thing that, and this is going to sound kind of like pejorative. However, I think this is something that, how do I want to say this? I think this is something the financial services industry does to folk that is like, it's dishonest at a minimum. It's dishonest. I love that you guys are like, y'all are sticking up for Leroy. Y'all are like, he's here. I appreciate y'all doing that. That's so nice. Okay. I think the financial services industry is dishonest when it comes to this. Like, this has happened to me, and I've heard a lot of stories of people I've worked with that they said this. And here it is. If I only knew not to base my success off of just friends and family. Like, has anybody been told by a recruiter or a member of the financial services industry that's trying to get you, like, basically recruit you for a job or some type of job? You know those type of jobs I'm talking about. I don't even have to name no names. Where they're just like 100 of your friends and family or 50 of your friends and family. You got a good list of people, you know, all those type of things, and you can be a good financial advisor. It's like, really? Like, is it if it were that simple, why aren't other people, like more people doing this? If it's that simple as just here's a list of my 100 closest friends and family that I could sell life insurance to or some other product. That's not right. Like if I'm not saying that I totally base my success off of that. Project 200, yeah. We're not gonna name no names though, Alonzo. If see how to say this. Your friends and family may look like a couple of things in your journey as a financial professional. I think number one, they should be your support. They should be the people that are ride or die with you, and they're like, "Hey, man, uh, whatever you need to do, whatever you need. Like, you need more time to study. Like, we're gonna understand that just because you ain't hanging out, you probably studying. Like those type of people. They're supporting you. They understand where you're trying to go. They see your vision. They see your dream, and they're alongside as cheerleaders and/or support. Friends and family should definitely be there for that. Now, whether they need more term insurance or permanent insurance or a 529 or a $50 a month Roth, you know what I'm talking about. Like, I don't know about that part. I don't know about that part. I'm sorry. There's a couple of reasons I feel that way, and I'm going to go into them. The first of which is I might be stepping some toes, but like I eat my own cooking here. Don't try to sell anything to friends and family, including your parents, that you yourself haven't bought and purchased and taken part of. I know that's an ouch. I get it. But I am not a proponent for trying to offer a product or a service that you have very little conviction around because you have not used it yourself. You haven't done your own financial plan. You haven't invested in your own situation yet. You haven't bought insurance yet. Well, Dom, I'm having financial issues right now. I'm kind of struggling. Well, you need to clean that up first before you start going and get advice to people. That's what you need to do. Like that's like how can you work from a place of conviction and confidence if the advice you're giving you're not following? I'm just saying. Like there is a thing about getting your own house in order here, right? And that may be a season for you. That may take a couple of years, depending on. And all I'm saying is we're gonna be here. We'll be here. Just come back when you're ready. But do not, because when you start doing friends and family like that, first of all, you haven't done it, and you're trying to sell them something, and they may very well get it. I just think if you haven't done it, there's a lot of implications there. First of all, like your stick-to-itiveness there. There's been a lot of people that have bought, life insurance policies, and the person that sold it to them are not even in the business 12 months from now or 6 months from now. Like that kind of stuff happens. And it just makes relationships more awkward after that. It makes Thanksgiving taste different, right? It's just all the things. So if I knew not to base my success on that, I would not even have gone down that path, because I did include some friends and family on stuff in my earlier days. But I advise people not to do that. I'd say don't. Now, is that story universal for everybody? No, it's not. No, it's not. There's some instances outside the statistical norm, outside the fat ends of the bell curve, as they call them, that, let's say your dad was a financial advisor and he's grooming you to come into the business and he's teaching you the ropes. And so as a pool of candidates, you have some of his golf buddies or tennis, whatever, some people that are connected to him that by extension are in your network. Should you go offer your financial services and products to them? I think so. I think those are fair game. But you guys know who I'm talking about. I'm talking about the people that, are your friends and family, that they know what you're doing and they are the first on your list as a target instead of a support. Like, no, don't do that. Don't do that. I think that's a mistake. Miguel, if the company you want to work with wants you to talk to your friends and family, run hard in the other direction. I'm laughing after I say that, but I'm serious as all get out. I am serious. If one of the primary recruiting tactics for this company is that Miguel's bringing in 200 or 100 or 150 or whatever of his closest friends and family, then that's a problem, because that shows how short-sighted their vision is. Like, let me just break this down. So I realize how cities and communities are made up. They're made up of friends and family and stuff like that. What I'm emphasizing here is the primary dependence on your warm market only to build your financial services business. This has hardly ever worked, ever. Just hasn't. The reality is, you may have a warm market of people that are not able to afford your services. That's one thing. The reality is you may have a warm market of people that are not educated about financial services. So there's some things that need to be done before they buy life insurance. They need to know what life insurance is, what the purpose of it is. They need to understand the purpose of financial planning and financial. There's some other things that need to happen before that. And if a company is telling you to go straight to, wham bam, thank you, ma'am, then that's a red flag. I'm sorry, it just is. That is not the right way to do this. I'd much rather you build a personal brand, educating people around the uses of financial planning, financial products in their life, and get so good at making that offer to a cold market that they can no longer ignore you and they start to come to you for solutions. That's how most people build their businesses. Most people. And if somebody wants to disagree with me, give me the evidence. Like, bring it on. Bring it on. It's fine. Like, if there's an existing financial professional in here with, as much experience as me or half as much experience as me, and they're like, nope, Dom, warm market is the way to go, and here's why, and blah, 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 then come on. But I'm going to tell you, by and large, that is not people's story in this industry. It's just not. Okay? So a company that is using that as a primary tactic to recruit you and say this is how you can be successful, you should be skeptical, to say the least. You should be skeptical. Okay? I'm going to get into something, and this is probably going to wind us up. Go ahead and start loading your questions in the chat. I'll answer a couple questions. We're going to do one more giveaway of a ticket, a VIP ticket. And that'll be it. Okay? Okay. Which one do I want to do? I have 3 of these left. I'm not going to get through all of them. I think you guys will probably appreciate this one best. And maybe you won't, but we're going to do it anyway. That's another good point, Alonzo. Most of your warm market people, for whatever reason, there's skepticism around you going into something. It could be because you've tried stuff before and it didn't work, or more likely, it's their money. And you're a little Alonzo from around the corner, or you're a little Dominique from around the corner. I knew you when you was so and so and so and so. Like, my dad still treats me like, well, not anymore, but he used to. And they're one of my clients. My parents are. And it's just like hard to accept advice from your son, even though he's been doing it for 25 years, because you raised him and you changed his diapers. It is what it is. So, like, when people start seeing you have some success and you've been doing it a while, then they're going to be like, hey, I need some advice. Like, here's a case in point. I don't think he's watching this, and we're cool, so it's all good. Like, my uncle, my dad's little brother, is getting ready to retire. He's been knowing I've been doing this forever. Like, he knows. We've talked about this, but not until recently. And this confirms my opinion about when people come to you for financial advice, when they have an event. Know that. Most people don't wake up in the morning and go, you know what? I think I want to work with a CFP to create a financial plan for my life. Nobody does that. Sorry, they just don't. What happens is they're getting ready to retire. Somebody just died. They just got some money. They got an estate issue. The benefits is coming up. There's an event. And I just gave you like 5 things that if you're a financial advisor and you're trying to get more leads, you need to be centering your offer around events, because that's how people move. That's how emotion happens. That's how they spend money. Car breaks down, need a new car. That's how it happens. Got in a wreck, need a new car. Very rarely are people just sitting around with a good car and going, you know what? I think I want to buy another car. That doesn't happen very often. I'm not saying it doesn't happen. I'm saying it doesn't happen often. So you do why you're good to set your niche or who you're going to focus on, how you're going to help people around events. That's smart, because you'll get more clients that way. Trust me. All right. So where was I? Dang. This is what happens when you get a little older. You need to write stuff down. I'm good on going on tangents. Let me see. Okay. Anyways, I don't know where I was going with that. Hopefully that was helpful. Oh, I know what it was. I was talking about what Alonzo was saying about people didn't start rocking with him until he was 10 years in. Yeah, people need to see your success. They need to see your success. And my uncle has seen my success, and he's like, now, hey, we need to work together. So we're working together. All right. If I only knew then what I knew now, and this is going to be a shocker to some of you people that know me, I probably would have partnered with another person when I started my RIA. Yep, I probably would have. Yeah, the solo thing it's worked out for me. However, what I know now is that it's hard to juggle 2 businesses alone, which is what I largely do. And I think I could have Jumpstart would have been started sooner. There would be maybe twice as much content out there as you guys. You think there's a lot of content out there? It would probably be twice as much content if I had a partner. So many things. And I'm only understanding this at 48, so it is what it is. But the point is I would have partnered with somebody. Here's the main reason. Those are all the Dominique reasons. Here's the main reason. The main reason is there are what I like to call advisor archetypes. There are certain advisor, not characteristics, but like personality avatars. They're like avatars. And some of those, let me see. I'm trying to see how to explain this to you guys without going into all the archetypes. That's kind of the challenge here, is because I'll be teaching for a whole nother hour or something. So there are basically like 6 advisor archetypes, and those archetypes, some are really good entrepreneurially starting something, some are really good in supporting something that is already going. Okay. And I was talking to somebody else about this the other day, and I was kind of just simplifying it. Like, you have in financial services basically 2 roles. You have the person that is front facing with the clients, and then you have the person that is supporting the person that is front facing with the clients. That's it. That's all you have. You have people that are in the forefront talking to clients, doing all the things with clients, one-on-one with clients, whether it's virtual or in person or whatever. Then you have the people behind them, which is, by the way, this is the bigger crowd that support the people that do that. That's it. Now, it's not like one is better than the other. I get what the industry talks about, but I'm just telling you, those are the 2 roles in this industry, in financial services. Okay? And so within those 2 roles are 6 avatars, or archetypes, as I like to call them. And I am not the one, it seems like it, but I am not the one, as far as the wealth management part is concerned. I'm not the rainmaker. I am not the shake hands and kiss babies dude. I'm not. I'm 49% introvert, believe it or not. and I recharge alone, not around people. So I've learned that about myself. So and here's the deal: a person not like me partners well with a more outgoing person that could be front facing, and I can support the business, build the infrastructure, and all the things, and serve clients pretty well. But I get it drains my energy to go get clients. It drains my energy to do the things that it takes to go get clients. It does. It just does. Some people, they love that stuff. They love it. And you guys know. And my deal is, ideally, you would partner with somebody that's, in my case, I would have partnered with somebody that's like that. And that's not to say that all firms need partners. That's not what I'm saying here. So don't get me wrong here. I think some rainmakers can develop and then hire staff, and they be 100% owner. I just, the whole 100% owner, I'm just not big on that. I would have very much done a 50-50 with somebody. In hindsight, being 2020. That's just me. I'm not giving blanket advice for everybody that ever wants to do financial services. I'm just saying what I would have done it differently, and I'm telling you the reasons why. Is because I realized that I am, and I'll give you a little bit into this. This is something I go over in the challenge for the VIPs. I'm the guardian personality type, and guardian is, you're the quintessential financial planner and relationship manager. Once a relationship is established, oh my gosh, you know how to keep it. You know how to do all the things to make the person just love that firm. I've done that so well for years, and even with my own firm. You're good at building relationships, strong relationships, showing up, being consistent. They're able to rely on you, all the things. You take people from new client to raving fan fairly well. That is what you do. Now, on the weak side, what you can do is you can tinker too long on the process for taking clients from new client all the way to raving fan and forget about prospecting. I've been guilty of that in my business, right? The other thing you do is you do what you do so well, you think it's easy for other people. So sometimes you're not good at coaching others and training others in what you know to do, right? So these are just some things to just be aware of about yourself and what your highest and best use is in a firm or an organization, or if you're on your own, what you need to seek in your opposite or your partner. Okay. All right. So let's do some Q&A real quick, and then let's do another raffle and let's wind it up because it is a Sunday evening. And thank you guys for rocking with me. Let's see. I'm going to look through here real quick. No, I agree with a lot of these comments. A lot of these are comments, not questions, but these are great. Miguel, you're saying, what kind of content should I talk about while I'm working on my license? This is going to be a controversial answer, but that's kind of the reason why people follow me. If you follow me, this is the reason why you follow me. I don't think you should be working on any content while you're doing your licensing. I think you should be working on your licensing. You will be able to, for a lot of reasons, but basically for the most important reason is you shouldn't be selling anything right now until you're fully licensed. And I know what they say. Life and health should be it'll be probably the thing that requires the least amount from you as far as input and study time. But yeah, get the licensing out of the way. Most jobs, when you're starting this industry, are set up to pay you during the licensing period so that you don't have to concentrate on bringing in new business. If you're in a setup where they're not doing that, that's a red flag for me. That would be a red flag for me. You should be paid. Back in the day when I came in the business, I was given 90 days to get all 3 of my licenses. I know you guys think that sounds harsh now, But I was given 90 days to get my life and health, 7 and 66, and I got paid to study, basically. I was in the office, 9 to 5, 8 to 5, whatever. I was learning some other things about like how to develop a financial plan, how to talk to people, but I wasn't having to do anything except for pass my exams. And then I went through this co-work period where a senior guy brought me along as a junior guy on his meetings and the meetings that I did to help me. Like that happened for some time. So there, like, if people are telling you like you need to be doing content right now and you haven't even got a license, no, you don't. Sorry, that's the wrong answer. You do not. And I stand by that. What you need to be doing is getting your licenses and being legal before you give financial advice. That's kind of part of the problem in the industry now is people get pushed along too fast. I'm a person with a disability on my own financial freedom. I want to be financial to help others. Is that other advisors have been giving negative diminishing advice? Look, Minnie, I get it. That's kind of the reason why I do Jumpstart. Like for some of the OGs that have been around for a minute, Alonzo knows I've been doing things on this channel for a while. Carol's worked with me before. That's like I get you, I hear you, and that's the reason why I spend an hour on a Sunday evening talking about this kind of stuff, because I realize that no one hardly is talking about this. So I think the challenge would be great for you. I think as a person, I don't know if you mean you have a physical disability or you mean that just your financial freedom journey has been rough. Either way, you probably have a lot to give in the counseling coaching area, maybe more than financial advisor, financial planner area. That might be something, and even financial education, that might be something that appeals greater to you than CFP or CHFC or CFA or any of those other type of things. And I encourage you to explore that. There are organizations that are specifically for that you can seek out. AFCPE that offers a accredited financial counselor, financial fitness coach by my friend Sandra Davis. These are organizations that Sage Financial Solution is Sandra Davis's organization that are excellent for those. And look, shameless plug. I think you should attend the challenge. Let me put this up while I'm doing Q&A and stuff. I think you should attend the challenge next week. Spend, $149 on yourself for VIP or $49 on yourself for general admission, and come learn. Come learn from somebody that is not going to give you biased advice because I'm trying to hire you so you can sell commissionable products so I can get an override on them. I'm just telling you how TI is because I've been doing this for 25 years and I know a lot, and so I'm willing to share. Okay, you're in Canada. Canada's a little bit different, but they're closer than a lot of, from the standpoint of North America, I don't know how you plan to practice and what you, the direction you plan to go in. However, I've structured the challenge that it's pretty tolerant around where you choose to practice as far as the legal parameters of the regulatory environment of what you're going to be doing in. Like, I know the US is different than Canada and different than India or different than other places that people listen to me from. And I'm not giving you, so in Canada, you need to start a business that's not an LLC, but I'm not doing all that. Like we're not double clicking that far because that's unnecessary for what the purpose of the challenge is. The purpose of the challenge is to help you adopt a mindset of growth and perspective that will allow you to move forward regardless of how big the boulder you're pushing up the mountain is. We're all pushing a boulder. It's fine. Sometimes it helps to do it together, though. That's the purpose of the challenge. All right. Okay. What college courses, if any, were relevant to your knowledge of financial services? There were a lot relevant. I struggle with that word relevant. Because I think about relevant like, what am I using now? Not much. Here's what I would say in regards to college in general for anybody wanting to go into financial services. Let's say you're coming out of high school. I say, if you know you want to go into financial services, like you know without a doubt, for whatever reason you know without a doubt, then enroll in a financial planning program. Just do yourself a favor and enroll in for a lot of reasons, some of which are cost. It's expensive to go to school now. And I'm of the persuasion, having put 3 kids through parts of or all of college, that the juice is not worth the squeeze. I'm just being honest. It's just not anymore. Like certain professions are, but most aren't. Like a lot of information you can get off of the internet. I'm just saying. Sorry for all my friends in academia and like a lot of these discussions we've had. But like unless you go into a specialized program, financial planning, accounting, medicine, law, like sciences in some regard, unless like it's got to be specific. Engineering, like you can't just be like liberal arts now. I'm sorry, that school better really teach you how to think, because otherwise you're gonna have some issues getting employed, and you're gonna spend all this money, and you might be in debt when you leave college, and you don't really have anything to show for it. So if you're gonna do financial services, do financial services. Don't do business management. Go to a school that has a financial planning program that is CFP board certified. Just do that. Just save yourself the trouble. That's for all the young folks that's listening to this. Now, if you're a non-traditional college student, like you're older, and you're thinking about going back to school, there's a lot of things to evaluate, several of which we'll talk about next week in the challenge, by the way. But I would say, just for the sake of this live that we're doing right now, I would say really, 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 really hone in on your why. Why are you doing this? Who are you trying to help? What type of experience do you want them to have as a result of working with you? How valid do you feel about the sacred seat that financial services is to sit in as a financial professional? Let that guide whether you go back to school and where you go back to school. Okay? That's what I would say about school. Because a lot of that knowledge, even CFP curriculum, is like, I won't say unnecessary, but it's definitely, I'm not using it all the time. I'm just not. I talk to my wealth management clients all the time. I spend about 40% of my time, 50% of my time, depending on the season, in my RIA. And so I'm in the game. I'm in the lab. I'm talking to people. I'm having meetings. I'm not one of these people that's a coaching consultant and I practiced a long time ago. I still have my firm. I still talk to clients. And I'm telling you, what we talk about on a daily basis, 90% of that is not in the CFP curriculum. This is not. Does that mean don't get the CFP? No, it does not mean that. It just means don't let education and professional development lead the way on your journey. Don't do that. It's a mistake. I will say that until I die. It is a mistake. All right. Let's do a raffle. Do you like the CFP by the American College or their CFP program? Conference for African American Financial Professionals by the American College or their CFP program. So do I like the Conference for Africa? I went and spoke last year, so they're cool with me. There's some philosophical differences that we have, but that's probably for a different time. Their CFP program. So this is what I think generally about CFP programs. Danko, Serify, Dalton, Biff. I have friends at all these. College for Financial Planning. I'm sure I'm not naming all of them. But Zon, all of them. Here's what I know. The programs would be obsolete and out of business if they didn't work. That's number one. I'm sorry. You can't sell widgets that nobody buys. Nobody does that. There's that's called a bad business model, and nobody buys it. And you go out of business, and we don't hear about you anymore. Like, we're not talking about Kodak or Xerox anymore because they don't exist. So if a CFP program exists, that means the content is being bought by people because it works. So what that tells me is all CFP programs work. Now, we all learn differently. We're different learners, kinesthetic, auditory, like all visual, whatever. And so you do need to pick a program that aligns with your learning style. But the point is, and this is an important point, if you follow the program, you will pass the exam. But 9 out of 10 people that I talk to, even 10 out of 10 people I talk to that have not passed the exam for some reason is because they have not followed the program. That is the answer all the time. They're looking for shortcuts, they're looking for whatever, but they did not follow the program. And so I don't care what program you get. I'm kind of agnostic to them. I don't really care. I'm indifferent. I personally use Dalton, guaranteed to pass, but I followed the program and I passed on the first try. Well, Dom, I'm not really a test taker. Then do the CHFC. But don't complain to me that you're not a test taker, not follow the program, spend thousands of dollars and hours of your time, and then ask me for strategies on how to pass. All I'm going to tell you is follow the program. That's what I'm going to tell you. It's not much harder than that. All right. There's other friends in the industry that have a longer fuse and a more pleasant disposition when it comes to what I will call coddling you and not telling you the truth. Follow the program, okay? Lock yourself up in a cave for 3 months. Tell all your friends and family that you won't be out until you pass. Turn off your Netflix and go to work like I did and come home and study for 20 to 25 hours a week. Sometimes 6 to 8 hours on the weekend. And you will pass. You will. All right. You guys, I'm glad that you guys are having this. So this would be so cool. Like, you guys could all get in the challenge and you guys could have a nice mastermind. You can continue this together. That's what I think you should do. Okay. Here we go. If you didn't get a chance to win before, here's your chance. It's 17 of you guys or so watching right now. And we're doing another raffle or drawing. So what this is for the challenge. So I have to say this one more time because of people that's coming in. The challenge begins tomorrow. It is called the Make the Leap Challenge. I will help you over 5 days develop the proper mindset and perspective so that you can be successful in financial services. That's the short version of it, okay? There's a $49 admission offer and there's a $149 admission offer. And the difference is you get a longer time to watch the recordings if you can't make it there live with the VIP option. And you get an extra hour with me to ask questions, specifically around the topics that I am going to be teaching on, okay? So those are the differences. It's a great value. There's people in the chat that have worked with me before and attended similar or the challenge, and they can vouch for how transformative it was. That's the whole point. I'm trying to help you be a different person after 5 days, spending 5 days with me. That's the goal. All right. All the technical stuff is on the page. Matter of fact, I'll post that in the chat one more time before we do the raffle, and we're gonna call it a day or evening, whatever. Okay, so there's that. There's the challenge. Also, now what you're gonna do for people that know how to follow instructions, which I know everybody on this chat or in this live knows how to do it. You're going to text your name, your full name, your email, and a number from 1 to 500 to the number on your screen right now, 817-670-9572. Your full name, your email, an email that you actually check. Okay? I am not going to hunt you down. I'm not. I'm just not. I got too many things to do. And even though my assistant might technically be doing it, that's okay. We're not hunting you down. Give me a good email that doesn't go to spam that you actually check, okay? That's the reason why I'm having you text because I'll have your phone number too. So full name, email, and your number from 1 to 500. Okay. It is the closest without going over. Okay. Now I'm about to cue up the Jeopardy music, which means that's your time to. And if you participated before, you can participate again. If you didn't win, you can participate again. Leroy, you cannot participate. You can send a number, but I will not count you. Okay. So you can't have 2 tickets. You don't even need 2 tickets. Sorry, I'm looking for my sound effects here. All right, so you got your instructions if you want to participate, and you got to stay around till I give it to you. Where is the Jeopardy music? There we go. All right, go ahead, do your texting. So let's get I'm gonna get a thing here. Get this one. And this one is 37. Does everybody see that? 37. There we go, 37. Okay, so let me see what we got here. Over. What is that one? Over. Come on, we got too many overs. Leroy, you're so funny that you win again. Okay, so you all guys, everybody that is texted, you know you were over. So I'll do another one. But you don't have to text again. I'm just going to pick another number. If you haven't texted, you can go ahead and do it while I'm doing this. Because once I say the number and I put it out, you can't text. So, too late. All right. 412. I think that's a 12. It's my wife's handwriting. 412. Everybody see that? There you go. 412. All right. Let me go back through this list again. Let's see. Wait, what was that? Oh no. All right, LJ, you're not counted. So this one, 412, Vince Jones texted 253. Carol, you almost got there. You did 200. I was rooting for you, Carol. I was. 412, Mr. Vince Jones. So you get a VIP ticket. You know what? I'm going to be really generous. I'm going to do another VIP ticket. How about that? I'm going to do another one. So, but I'm going to make you text again on this one. Come on. Let's hurry up and do this one. Text now. 1 to 500. Vince Jones. I need to write that down. Vince Jones. This is GA. Vince Jones is VIP. All right. I'm giving you another chance. Go now. Oh, wait. I got to do the Jeopardy music so you actually know what's going on, right? That's right. Is that what it is? You guys are, it's like Pavlov's dogs. You guys have been trained now for the Jeopardy music in order to text. All right. Send your text now. Go ahead. LJ, I love that you keep on texting. You already won something, man. Oh, smooth jazz. You're Vince Jones. Okay, cool. All right, get it in, get it in. All right, everybody in? I'm not going after your last text. I'm only going off of the one that you are sending now. Okay, so just so you know, I'm not going off of the last one. I'm going off of, like, we did 3 rounds of this. So if you want it to be in, you should have sent 3. Okay, I'm picking it. Only got 2 of these left, so we got to have one. All right. All right, this is 9. And remember, it's the closest without going over. 9. That's a weird number. Oh, I don't think anybody's going to do that. I'm looking. Everybody's over. Why my wife picked 9? All right, I got one more paper in here. Don't text again. You're good. I'm just gonna pick another number because everybody was over on that one. And this is for a VIP ticket. 143. So you see, just, you know, keeping it 100. 143. There we go. All right. So all right, so Nay got 55. Who's else closer? Carol, you have 50. Alonzo has 84. So it's Alonzo, I guess. Alonzo Hall, you already got your ticket. So you have a couple of choices, my brother. You could either be generous and give your ticket to someone, or I'll just reimburse you for what you got. So how about that? All right. So Leroy, Vince, Alonzo, and the rest of the gang, we'll see you guys next week. All right, cool. So I hope you guys learned something tonight. This was fun for me. I will, let's see. I'm trying to think. I did have another announcement. I can't think right now. Slipped my mind. All right. So anyways, I will, you can send me their email. If you text that same number to whoever you're wanting to give the ticket to, because the way my system works is I gotta shoot all that stuff to email to them. So what you should do is you should tell them that you're gonna give them the ticket first, so that when they get all the stuff from me that they know. But just send me their email and we'll do it that way. Cool. Thank you for paying it forward like that, brother. Okay. That's it, guys. I'm gone. This has been fun for me. Hopefully it's been fun for you and informative. And we'll talk to you in a little while, because I'll be doing the challenge all next week. So I'm going to be kind of tied up. But there are some things coming up. That's what I wanted to say. That's what it was. There are some things coming up that you will watch the replay for a response to your question. Did you send a question? I'm sorry. I missed your question. Minnie? What was your question? I thought I answered it. Unless you gave me another one. I don't see a question. If you do me a favor, because I'm here now. You're welcome, Carol. Minnie, just paste your question in the chat real quick. Whatever the question was, I'm sorry. I didn't know if I answered it or not. So what's coming up? So there's a couple things I think you should do even if you don't attend the challenge. The first thing you should do is I've moved the newsletter to monthly. So it's on the 15th when you get paid. Just easier for me, easier for everybody. So you should be on the newsletter, definitely, right? And the way I kind of think about this is newsletter allows you to kind of get the digest of everything that's happening, because I usually just paste all that kind of stuff in there, like challenges coming up, master classes coming up, blah blah blah. So if you're on the newsletter, then that's how you get everything is coming. Now the only caveat to that is the newsletter comes out on the 15th. So if I'm doing something before the 15th, then it's like the newsletter will tell you what happened, like but you would have missed it. So that's the only caveat to that, which is the reason why, I have a text list. And if people say opt in, opt out, that's fine. I don't feel any weight about it. But text is kind of like the best way. Like, especially when I'm doing stuff like this, I'll do text. Okay. So there's that. Newsletter, I think is huge. Follow me on LinkedIn for a lot of different reasons. I post almost every day on LinkedIn. I post stuff that I feel super helpful. I would love for you to engage and comment on the stuff. That helps also. But last but not least, for you, commenting on my posts gives you visibility to my network. And a lot of people on here, quiet as kept, will tell you I have a pretty good solid network of people. Like, I know some folks. And it might be helpful for you to be connected to me so you can be introduced to those folks, or they can see who you are. And I can learn who you are. That's the biggest thing. Like, I'm not going to introduce you and refer you to anybody and I don't know you. So that's another good reason for you to be doing that. I mentioned I'm working on a book for career changers. Don't have a date on that. It's a very interesting project. One live, I'm just going to talk about the upcoming book once I get to that point. The last thing I'm going to say is, some of you may be watching this that don't fit into the 0 to 3 year of experience that we focus this whole podcast on, and for all intents and purposes. Some of you are beyond that. Some of you are, look, I've been working in the industry for a while. I've been thinking about, contemplating, wondering if I should do my own thing, all those kind of things. And we have something for you. It's called the RIA Launch Masterclass. I might change the name of that because we end up talking about more stuff than that. But as it stands, RIA Launch Masterclass. I do that once a month, typically in the same fashion. And we talk about the 10 steps to launch your own RIA, like what it looks like, what you should be considering, all the things. So that is that is the last Wednesday of the month, the 28th. Yes. So mark your calendars for that. The 28th at 6. It's on a Wednesday. Okay. So that's about everything, I think. I think that's about everything. Man, I love the love in this chat. You guys are doing great. Alonzo, I appreciate you, man. Okay. So I'm out of here, guys. I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.